Kia reckons that this Niro PHEV plug-in hybrid model offers the best of both worlds, combining fashionable crossover looks with exemplary hybrid efficiency. If you're wanting to join the EV revolution but aren't quite ready for a fully battery-powered contender and need a family hatch-size model with this kind of tech, it could be worth a look. Kia is becoming a strong player in the plug-in hybrid segment. In 2016, it launched a PHEV version of its mid-sized Optima model, and it followed that up a year later with this car, a plug-in version of its Niro crossover. Under the skin, this car shares its technology with the Hyundai Ioniq and with a couple of Kia Ceed models, which means it's very advanced indeed. And for the 2019 model year, this car benefited from a range of minor updates, including subtle styling changes and a slightly classier cabin. It's that updated model we'll be looking at here. Like the Ioniq, the Niro is available with hybrid, all-electric and PHEV drivetrains. With this PHEV, you get an efficient 1.6-litre GDI petrol engine mated to an 8.9 kilowatt-hour battery, able, when fully charged, to take this car over 36 miles on all-electric power. Sounds promising. At the heart of the Niro's plug-in powertrain is a high-capacity 8.9 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion polymer battery pack, growing in size from the 1.56 kilowatt-hour battery pack found in the normal self-charging Niro hybrid. The PHEV variant's battery pack is paired with a more powerful 44.5 kilowatt electric motor than you get in the ordinary self-charging hybrid model, which has a 32 kilowatt electric motor. The battery and electric motor are paired with the Niro's efficient 1.6-litre Kappa 4-cylinder GDI 105 PS engine, producing a total system power and torque output of 141 PS and 265 Newton meters. This enables the PHEV derivative to accelerate from rest to 62 miles an hour in 10.4 seconds. That's 0.7 seconds quicker than the standard self-charging Niro, en route to 107 miles an hour. More significantly, Kia engineers claim a pure electric WLTP driving range of 36 miles. That's if you stay in the more frugal of the two provided drive mode select settings, Eco. The other is Normal. An EV button by the gear stick allows you to stay in all electric mode if there's enough battery charge to do so. Inevitably, of course, you're going to have to adapt a very relaxed driving style in order to realise the claimed all-electric range figure, but this Kia's whole demeanour encourages that anyway, as do assorted dials and gauges that include an energy flow meter in the instrument binnacle and various diagrammatic graphics on the centre dash infotainment screen. If you really must push things along and use the full output that the engine and electric motor can together provide, you'll find that, like most hybrids, this one doesn't take particularly kindly to being hustled along. But at least it responds pretty smoothly to your right foot, certainly more so than some PHEV models that use belt-driven CVT auto transmission. This plug-in hybrid auto, all PHEVs are autos, uses a proper transmission with real cogs, a 6 DCT setup that includes a manual sports driving mode. We're not sure if Kia's designers in Korea and California deliberately set out to blur the boundaries with this design between Focus-style family hatch and Duke-style small crossover. That's certainly the kind of look we've ended up with here. You might not immediately pigeonhole this Niro as any kind of crossover or SUV, but Kia is keen that you should look a little closer and pick out the detailed features that would usually identify more lifestyle-orientated models of the Juke genre. At the front, there's Kia's usual tiger nose style front grille, but the bumper was restyled as part of the 2019 package of updates and features LED daytime running lights below the headlamps with a unique double arrow layout as well as LED fog lamps. There are minor changes here at the rear too, where redesigned LED tail lights aim to give the Niro a more distinctive and modern light signature. The revised bumper design is finished with a silver painted skid plate and incorporates smarter light reflectors and rear fog lamps in the corners. It's in profile where this car is most noticeably a crossover, thanks to things like roof rails, black plastic side rubbing strips and chunky wheel arch extensions that house alloy rims of 16 inches in size. In shape, the Niro is a fraction longer than Kia's Ceed family hatch and a fraction shorter than the brand's Sportage family crossover. In some ways, it's more stylish than either, thanks to subtly sculpted surfaces that complement the long aluminium bonnet and the way that the body tapers smoothly towards the rear. Inside, the cabin of this revised model features better quality materials with greater use of soft touch features. The big change with this updated post-2019 version of this car, though, came with the addition of this large 10.25-inch widescreen navigation monitor for this plusher 3-spec version anyway, part of a Uvo Connect media package which includes Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, smartphone mirroring and a Kia Live system which uses its own SIM card to retrieve and update live data. Usefully, several phones can be Bluetoothed in at the same time, and the main map, navigation, radio and media options are all easily accessible via this big touchscreen, which also offers a whole range of helpful EV info features, including charging info, efficiency readings and an energy flow monitor. There's a TFT screen for the instrument cluster too, with a speedo on the right and a power meter on the left. The power meter has charge, eco and power sections to help you drive more economically and is bisected by a panel showing your current fuel reserves and battery charge. In between the two main gauges is a central display with a compass and safety info, plus a car section with a digital speedo, a smaller energy flow monitor, trip data and driving style scoring. Now let's move into the back. We mentioned earlier that Kia's mid-size Sportage crossover was longer than this car in terms of overall length. In terms of the arguably more important wheelbase measurement though, a Niro is 30mm longer than its stablemate. Which is why this model feels significantly more spacious here at the rear. Forget the cramped quarters common to many other compact crossover models. In this one, 3 adults can sit reasonably comfortably, aided by this commendably low central transmission tunnel. A couple of 6-footers would fit in quite easily, even if they were placed behind 2 similarly lanky folk up front. Now, because the hybrid system battery is positioned under this bench, there's no option for the cushion to slide back and forth, nor can you recline the backrest in the way that you can on a Sportage. Still, you get this fold-down armrest with built-in dual cup holders, and the seats themselves are well shaped for longer trips. There are scalloped areas in the front seat backs for extra knee room, seat back nets, twin central vents, and these slim bottle holders in the doors. Step round to the boot and you'll find that this large tailgate swings up easily, so you don't need to be a gym fanatic to lift it up. When the thing's raised, there's a broad, tall opening to the luggage compartment, and the floor sits almost flush with the sill, so getting heavy bags in and out is no problem. As with most PHEVs, luggage capacity is compromised by the rear underfloor battery placement. It falls from 382 litres in the standard self-charging hybrid model to 324 litres here. Interestingly, the full electric e-Niro model isn't compromised by battery placement at all, offering 451 litres of space. Talking of batteries, you can see this one beneath the floor at the back here. Just in front of that power pack is a shallow underfloor storage area with straps for tie-down points feature, but Kia has forgotten to include bag hooks. Drop the 60-40 split back seat and you can free as much as 1,322 litres of fresh air. 58 litres less than the self-charging hybrid variant and 83 litres less than the Niro. Now that the government no longer incentivises the purchase of plug-in hybrid models, the Niro PHEV is hardly inexpensive, priced from just over £30,000 in base 2-spec form and costing around £32,000 in this plusher 3-spec guise. To give you some price perspective, an equivalently spec'd self-charging hybrid version of this car would save you around £5,000. And the least expensive 39 kilowatt-hour version of the full electric Niro would, after deduction of the available government plug-in car grant, cost around the same as a 2-spec Niro PHEV. If it's a Niro PHEV you want, you'll find that the asking figures here are about the same as those you'd have to find for this car's close cousin, the Hyundai Ioniq plug-in, which uses the same engineering. This car also shares its PHEV powertrain with two other similarly priced Kia showroom stablemates, the Exceed PHEV and the Ceed Sportwagon PHEV. Key volume brand PHEV models of similar size from other mainstream manufacturers at around this price point include the Mini Countryman PHEV and plug-in hybrid versions of the Renault Megane and Renault Captur. You'd need to find significantly more, though, for plug-in compact models in this class like the Volkswagen Golf GTE, the Ford Kuga PHEV and the Toyota Prius plug-in. Other PHEVs, even from volume brands, will see you needing to budget well up towards £40,000. At least you get plenty of kit with a Niro PHEV, even the least expensive 2-spec variant. With this derivative, you can expect to find 16-inch alloy wheels, roof rails, auto headlamps and wipers, and rear parking sensors, while inside there's dual-zone air conditioning, a reversing camera, an auto-dimming rear-view mirror, and a TFT instrument binnacle screen. The 8-inch centre dash infotainment monitor features a 6-speaker DAB audio system, voice control, and Apple CarPlay Android Auto smartphone mirroring. Upgrade to the plusher 3-spec we have here, and the key change is that you get the larger 10.25-inch Uvo Connect centre dash widescreen with its navigation and range of Kia connected services. Other 3-spec features include leather upholstery, a wireless phone charging mat, and heat for the steering wheel and front seats, plus driver's seat powered lumbar support. Safety kit is the same whichever trim level you choose, and there's plenty of it. Tick off forward collision avoidance assist autonomous braking, plus there's lane keeping assist and driver attention warning, along with all the usual airbags and aids for traction braking and stability control. As part of the 2019 updates made to this car, lane following assist was added to this tally too. This technology tracks vehicles in front of the car in traffic and detects road markings to keep the Niro in its lane. The system controls acceleration, braking and steering depending on the convoy of vehicles in front, using external sensors to maintain a safe distance, while also assisting the driver changing lanes. Lane following assist operates between 0 and 81 miles an hour. Another standard feature added as part of the 2019 upgrade is adaptive smart cruise control with stop and go. When cruise control is set, this setup can slow the Niro to a stop if traffic slows to a halt, then seamlessly bring it back up to speed as the car in front moves off. Let's get to the WLTP rated efficiency figures. This plug-in hybrid Niro model puts out just 31 grams per kilometre of CO2 and is supposed to be able to return a combined cycle fuel reading of 201.8 miles to the gallon. Good luck with that. Those figures assume that owners will be making full use of the 36-mile WLTP rated driving range potential provided by this variant's 8.9 kilowatt-hour battery. That's about the same distance as you can go in some other rival plug-in models, but improves on the readings of a few of them. A pricier Prius plug-in, for example, offers a WLTP rated 30-mile range. Obviously, to get anywhere near the official quoted range figure, you'll need to be using the most sensible of the provided driving modes, green-tinged Eco, which slightly restricts throttle travel and climate system performance. And you'll also want to keep an eye on the drive indicator to the left of the instrument binnacle screen, staying in the lower blue charge zone and out of the upper grey power section. The central part of this instrument binnacle display offers a selectable energy flow monitor and a driving style readout, which rates your driving in percentage terms in economical, normal and dynamic categories. At the end of each journey, a drive info display flashes up on the binnacle to show the miles you've covered, the miles per kilowatt power output used and the time taken for the trip. All the main EV stuff, though, is located on the centre dash screen. With this larger 10.25-inch monitor, the main options can be shown while it's in split screen mode. EV range, which shows the driving distance you can go before your next charge. Energy info, which shows the percentage of charge left in the battery. And nearby stations, which will tell you where the nearest public charging station is. Drill down into the further EV screen readout options and you'll find much more. There's also an Eco Drive section divided into fuel economy, graphically showing fuel engine use and electric motor use, and history, showing the mileage you've covered and the consumption achieved on any given date. And there's a charge management screen section, which allows you to set your own bespoke charging times to benefit from off-peak electricity tariffs and set charging limits and charging current levels. Charging a Niro plug-in hybrid, by the way, takes 2 hours and 15 minutes using a 3.3 kilowatt AC charger. Using a domestic 3-pin plug, you're looking at 5 to 6 hours. There's more in terms of EV readouts too. A big energy flow diagram on the center screen shows what's being charged or powered by what at any given time. A graphic also available in smaller form in the instrument binnacle. There's also a side tab off the main center dash screen which can deliver 3 more drive assistance readout options. Driving distance, which shows the percentage of engine idle time in your journey. A deceleration acceleration screen, which will help you modify throttle usage, and a speed distribution readout. What else? Well, the Niro plug-in falls into the 12% benefit in kind tax band. A comparable non-plug-in Niro hybrid sits a whole 10 percentage points higher, which could make a big difference to annual running costs. Servicing with this Niro PHEV is required every 10,000 miles or once a year, whichever comes soonest. And as with all Kias, this Niro is covered by a 7-year, 100,000 mile warranty that's longer than any other car in the same class. This includes the battery and all of the parts that make up the hybrid power system. On to residual values. Predicted to see this Niro retain between 56 and 58% of its original purchase price when it reaches 3 years old and 12,000 miles. Insurance is Group 14E for the 2-spec model and Group 15E for this 3-spec variant. Here's a relatively affordable PHEV compact segment contender that does a pretty good job in combining fashion and frugality and is well worth your consideration if you don't mind paying a little more than you'd expected to for a car of this size. You certainly get a lot of technology in return. No, it's not very exciting to drive, but then name us a small crossover or hybrid model that is. And we're not quite sure if it's made up its mind whether it's a family hatch or a crossover. As with any blended concoction, there's an element of styling compromise here. But if you don't mind that, you'll probably appreciate this Kia's attributes. It's comfortable, spacious and well equipped, and overall will almost certainly work out cheaper to run than a comparable diesel alternative. Overall, this is a car that delivers on Kia's promise to develop its products with quality and segment-leading technology. That doesn't necessarily mean it'll be right for you, but there's no doubt of one thing. In terms of the kind of wish list that a buyer in this part of the market might have, this Niro PHEV ticks a lot of boxes.